I was raised all in the trenches, nosy neighbors, dirty dishes, police presence, jive vicious. We was born with the dog in us. I'ma hit the block till it's finished. I'ma get it off no matter what the...
To give DC like a character, I mean, I would say small but big. that's like because DC is a small city, but it got a big city pace to it, and I mean aggressive. That's what I would say. I would say aggressive. It's the home of politics, and in politics, sometimes you hold no punches in politics. Politics get dirty, and that's how the city is. So. DC like a dirty street fight. That's how I describe
that's a good
it.
Analogy.
But you got your good parts, man. Just like every other city. But that's how I would describe it, man. Just aggressive.
Yeah. So how was it, growing up and living that in a city that's aggressive? And was it difficult?
That's a harsh word, man. That aggressive word, man. I agree with it, but it's a harsh word. I agree with it. I agree with it. I agree with it. I agree with it. You know what I'm saying? No. I agree with it, but it's a harsh word. You know what I'm talking about? But I mean, it's the city for me. That's how I feel. That's what I always say, the city, because it's the only place that's known globally, and it's a city. You know what I'm saying? New York is a state.
Right.
You know what I mean? Cali is a state. You know what I mean? We're DC. It's just a city, so we're the city. But growing up in a place, that is aggressive, that is wild, I mean, you never really notice it until you step out.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? Until you learn something new. You know what I mean? So, it was normal to you until you go to college or until you travel somewhere else. And then it's like, oh, well, they don't have it like that down here.
Right.
Like, y'all don't see the police every 5 minutes. Oh, man, that's crazy. Or, you never really realize how wild it is, like I said, till you travel. But you got your museums and your monuments, the White House, all that right up the street from a hood where people get shot every day. So the contrast is wild, and you really don't see that anywhere else.
I got you. That's well put. So since y'all all from DC, how do you all feel about the term DMV? You guys okay with that?
Yeah, we get asked that question.
Yeah, that's the number one question.
I mean, when the term first came about, I was kind of against it because I always wanted for DC just like all these other cities got, like New York is New York, LA is LA, Atlanta is Atlanta. It's not conglomerate of cities, but I mean, I lived in Cali in the Bay Area for a couple years, and out there, they rep their cities, but it's still unity amongst San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, Vallejo, and all of the other outerline cities up there in the Bay Area. So that kind of gave me a more appreciation for the classification of DMV. We did an interview out B-More, and they was asking us, is B-More part of the DMV? And I was like, nah, because B-More, I feel like B-More has that kind of status where DC does have that status too, but I'm speaking for as far as like a rap sense, but Baltimore doesn't have to be included in DMV because Baltimore is Baltimore. It's Baltimore. So you don't need it, even though we not too far away from each other, but I don't really consider them DMV. I consider like, Montgomery County, PG County, Alexandria, Arlington, those outside, suburban areas, DMV.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, we'll talk about the DMV. Do you think it's unity in the DMV right now in the rap scene? How do you like what's going on?
I mean, mainstream is not that many of us. So, unless, you're going to get Wale to come down and grab a lot of people, or Logic come down and grab some folks. But, I mean, in the city, I feel like the networking is becoming better. It's a lot better.
Right.
From because we've been doing this for a minute now, and I remember when it wasn't too much going on at all for real. It was just the underground scene was dirty. Like it was real. Like you going into some spots, you might get into something just going to do open mic, like that type of stuff. You don't know what kind of environment you stepping into. So. It's definitely getting better.
It's definitely changing.
I think social media helped that out a lot, man. Just like us linking up. So
getting noticed.
Yeah. So that helped a lot.
we talked a little bit about, you know, the rap scene. So do you have any favorite DMV artists right now that you listening to, or anybody that you fucking with, anybody music?
From the DMV?
I'll let y'all answer first.
I mean, from the city, Wale just dropped a couple of new things on the track. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know, so I'm fucking with a couple of tracks off that. I mean, but, you know, from Trill to Glizzy, you know what I mean, to, you know, Q the Food, you know, a couple other people. I mean, I always listen, you know, keep your ear to the ground, listen to everybody. Right. You know, I fuck with the people that I named, but, you know, for the most part, you know, listening to Wale right now, that new stuff he just dropped, seeing what he about.
Yeah, definitely great.
Who you listening to?
From DMV, it'll probably be King Los, Baltimore.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of people not hip to King Los.
Yeah,
it's
man.
a shame though.
Yeah, I'm a spitter, man. Like that nigga nice with that pen, bro.
Right.
Off the top too, like I remember he was on Sway, man. Nigga Sway told the nigga to do the five
fingers of death,
or something like that. And he was just tossing nigga words, and nigga was taking the words, flipping them. Like Los dangerous.
I mean, like some people we've been in showcases with that I enjoyed, like some of their music. What's Shorty name?
You talking about Ariel?
Yeah, Ariel. Mia Sparrow. Alamo Suede.
Yeah, Alamo Chop. He's all female rappers.
Yeah, that was all female rappers too.
There's a lot of dope female rappers in DMV. A lot of people sleeping on them.
When we did the joint out B-More, Purple Wall Street.
Yeah,
they had some couple joints that was going hard. Yeah, but shoot, I mean, yeah, it's a few people that, you know, I follow on Instagram and I see them working. But yeah, DC, we getting there.
It's definitely working too. So, I guess speaking mainstream, who are some of your, influences you pull from for your music? Growing up, who did you listen to?
Oh, that's the legends, man.
Yeah.
I was more South. I mean, my favorite rapper Biggie, but I was more South, so, you know, UGK, 8-Ball MJG, Ghetto Boy, Scarface, just legends.
For me, it was I had older brothers who was probably like 8 years older than me, so they listened to a lot of different rap back when it wasn't no internet and you couldn't find out who's a new rapper. You had to walk into the Sam Goody or whatever and just like, oh, this dude, his cover look good. He might be a good rapper, and they just trying people out and find people like that, like the UGKs and the 8-Balls, MJGs, West Coast MC8, Spice One. Just real throwback music, man. Like that's what I grew up on. Like those dudes, West Coast and down south. A lot of East Coast dudes. Tribe, my brothers listen to that type of stuff. Mike Geronimo, like names like you ain't heard it in a long time. Like I grew up on all that, so I just took in all that. Bone Thugs, definitely all the legends.
Definitely legends.
Yeah, them too. So yeah, that you guys study the ones before us.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I listen to Jigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody say that yet. You know what I'm talking about?
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
It is.
So how would you describe your music style, to someone who hasn't heard the Metro Cartel yet? What could you say about your music? Or what do you try to accomplish with your music?
It's organic.
Yeah.
Right.
It's original. You know what I mean?
Truthful.
Mm-hmm.
Harsh reality.
Right.
Reality rap.
Right.
We don't sound like nobody else at all.
So is it hard to, I know the DMV has a sound, a specific sound. Is it hard not to, lean towards that sound? Or is it easy to be original nowadays with so many, rappers out and doing the same thing? Or
for me, I feel like our sound will forever be the go-go sound. Like that's forever our sound, but that's not our sound in rap.
Yeah.
And it's just weird. Nobody really has ever found a way to capitalize on top of that. But not even saying that's the lane we should stick into. But as far as making our music, not really. I just think it's more so just about just trying to deliver the most truthful music that you could deliver. That you not compromising anything to try to, you know, get more spins. Like, I think that's the biggest challenge, because you get tempted. You like, man, I guess I could probably make one of these dab songs.
Yeah.
You know, just to get them to listen to me at first. But it's like, so I think that's the biggest challenge. Like,
I definitely agree. You know, going researching this interview, songs like Black Collar and Trenches, you know, songs that actually, you know, deliver content and messages. So I really think that, you know, that shines in your music, and I definitely fuck with it for that.
Appreciate it.
Speaking of Black Collar, that was when I first got hip to you all, and I really fuck with the video. It was a lot of powerful black imagery. So what was the thought process behind that, and what kind of place did you have to go to write such powerful, you know, lines?
Man, Black Collar is on my project, Quiet as Kept. The concept really came from, man, like the concept of the black market. So you know how you grinding right now, like, you know what I'm saying, you get the camera work, but I'm pretty sure you probably have a 9 to 5.
Right.
This is like the black market, like this is how your side hustle. So it's pretty much, you know, as of black people or people of color, however you want to take it, man, we gotta go extra harder than the average person because of our skin color and, you know, just the conditions we live under. You know, I'm pretty sure, you know, people getting killed, you know, the gentrification in the urban neighborhoods, what else? Prison, industrial complex. There's a lot of shit just going on just with our people, period. And
underfunded in public schools.
Yep. It's a lot of shit, man.
So so you all bring that to your music, and I think it really works out. So moving on to another song that you guys have, Vice. There's a line there that says, you better choose your vice wisely or lose your life. So what are some of you guys' vices, and how do you deal with those?
Well, I mean, you know, a vice, for real, you know, is something that you choose to do that you kind of live with, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, you know, me smoking weed. I feel like that's my vice. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that necessarily has to be done, but it's something that I like to do, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's kind of my vice, you know what I'm talking about? But, you know, if you know, choose that vice wisely, whether it be, you know, gambling, crack, whatever, you know what I mean? You know, you can lose your life behind it.
Right. So, a little earlier, you know, we talked a little about gogo, well, we mentioned gogo. So, for the people out there on the internet, on YouTube, Instagram, that aren't aware of what gogo is, could you describe that a little bit, or the best way you can? I know it's difficult to describe it to someone from out of town, but what would you say gogo is, and going to a gogo and the whole culture behind that?
Rock and roll.
Yeah. and I always call it either that or sped up jazz. It's like sped up jazz. But yeah, definitely black rock and roll. So it's a blend of jazz and rock and roll. That's probably the best explanation of it.
It's like a mix.
Yeah, I mean, it's live music though, you know. Yeah. And any go-go you listen to was recorded live, you know what I mean? So, you know, I kind of like that element to it, you know what I mean? Yeah. Going to the go-go, you're going to a concert for real. Right. You know what I mean? You got the congos and the drums, you know what I'm saying?
Percussion dominant.
Yeah.
Could you see yourself, you guys rapping over go-go style, incorporating that into your...
Sure. That's funny because I was talking to my boy. I was playing some of the tracks off the album, and he was asking me some questions similar. So, you know, like what would make y'all pick certain beats? I was like, for me, you know, I like the way live drums sound just because of like go-go. So that's really like what drive me when I hear beats. If I could, it sound like somebody was actually there like smacking the drums. I'm like, that's something I like right there. Right. So so that's what I go for when I pick beats. But but incorporating the sound, what you think, like I mean, Wale did a couple tracks.
He
did a couple tracks, and Red Essence toured with Ludacris for a minute. EU had doing the butt, so go-go got his recognition. That's why I'm saying like DC don't really have to be that lane, but it's some way that we could incorporate that into a sound. And I feel like that's another thing that's really dying out of rap, because a lot of people sounding the same, and it was really like you had like regional sounds, like New York had a sound, Atlanta had a sound, St. Louis had a sound, LA had a sound, Houston had a sound. You had all these different sounds, and you can enjoy different flavors of music, and that's one thing that's down from rap too that need to come back.
Right.
And you could probably blame that on record labels too.
Right. So we talked a little bit about the music. So we talked about go-go. So what's your writing style? What's the process like? Do you freestyle? Is it written, or how do you go about, creating the content that you do?
We started with me.
Yeah, we start with you.
I mean, it's a combination of both for me.
Mm-hmm.
Every song for me just starts off with playing a beat and me freestyling. I freestyle something, a couple bars or something, and then either I take that and that'll be my verse, or I take that and that'll start off the hook. And I'll take the concept from that, and then we off to the races. So in the beginning it'll start off, freestyle, improv, but I'll write it down after I get down what I want to say. So like I said, it's like a combination of both.
Okay. What about you two?
You want to go? You want me to go? All right. For me, it's like really in the moment. I can't be like, all right, I'm about to go create some music. I could do that, and if some creative happens, it happens. But it's like sometimes, like, okay, I'd be like, all right, I'm just gonna listen to some beats, and I just play some beats, and through me listening through those beats, a beat will come on, and I'll probably catch something, or we might be chilling, just going through some beats together, and start freestyling, and we catch a vibe. But for me, I more so I like to live with the beats, to just like try to pull all the emotion out of it, like so to speak. Like I like to just live with the music, because day to day I just ride around in my car and just play the instrumental, and then I'll probably be in my car and like something happened, and I draw inspiration from that. So that's my process. It's just daily inspiration. It's no schedule.
Yeah, mine's kind of trying to find the inspiration when listening to beats, because I hate picking beats. So my thing is I probably sit, listen to the beat, whatever the concept is, come up with something, try to, because I mesmerize my lyrics. I don't write my lyrics down, so it depends on like the vibe, for real, man. Most of our stuff is kind of out the window. It comes here, sometimes we hit or miss.
Right.
Oh yeah, when we're creating together.
Yeah, when we're creating together rather than by ourselves. So.
Yeah, like a couple tracks, a few tracks off the album, like Life. We was all just in there together, and that happened.
Just happened.
Yeah, like he laid down the hook. I just heard the hook.
Yeah.
So that was,
Like Me, like we did. Was that the same day? Like Me and Life was the same day.
Yeah, was actually, I came back.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, that was the same day.
Sometimes it definitely do just happen. Like it really doesn't take long for us. Like nothing really sits.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? A whole song will sit, but nothing sits undone. You know what I mean? So when we start on it, we normally finish it. It really don't take too long. Sometimes it might.
Yeah.
But most of the time, yeah.
But sometimes one of us will find a beat, and somebody else will probably come up with the hook, even though it wasn't a beat that they found.
Mm-hmm. So it's definitely just a group effort.
Yeah, it's organic.
Mm-hmm. So is it, being in the group, is it difficult to agree on songs or verses, or do you use it as competition with between each other to better your lyrics, or how does the group aspect?
Well, me personally, I feel like both of them better than me. So every time I rap, I try to come with the best I can come with, because I gotta rap.
I mean,
with these two dudes.
I feel like we all keep that mindset. We all think that everybody's better than each other. You know what I mean? But it's wild with us because we talking all this community stuff, but we each have done solo stuff too. You know what I mean? So, our solo stuff, we go through our processes, but then when we want to come out with something like this album we're about to come out with, together, it's a community thing, and then we'll use either our verses, or we'll use, like you say, he got Quiet as Kept, You know, I got Eyes of Medusa came out, you know, not too long ago, and we'd be like, hey man, you crank that song next time we in there, man. I gotta do something because that's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, so it is a competition, you know, but if we creating together, it's more community friendly competition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, all together it is a competition, but together it's a community. Solo we compete more. I feel like we more competitive with our solo stuff.
Right, just friendly competition. So yeah, talk to me a little bit more about the upcoming album, upcoming music. What can the people expect to hear from you?
And something. All right, like we said before, truth, reality rap, organic, new. It's not gonna sound like we got jazz on there. We got probably about we ain't got no party songs on there. I'm about to say party songs.
So.
Yeah. We took Poppy off. So.
I mean, we might put Poppy on there. We might have to put that. But
what song was that? You said Poppy?
Yeah.
That one. That should go on there. You know what's funny? I was half asleep, so I was like just listening to y'all on SoundCloud. What the fuck? And I looked at my phone like, damn, what song is this? I definitely fuck with that joint. That was a sleeper, man.
Yeah, definitely goes in.
So I guess my next question is, do you have a title for the album?
Yeah, the title was Declassified.
Declassified, okay.
Yeah, so we named it that because we just felt like we spitting some shit that nobody else is talking about. You know, that other people don't want to say. So we declassifying this information. So
I fuck with that. So, do you have any advice to any young and up and coming rappers, trying to, do something similar, who grinding out here, just any advice you could give?
Be you.
Yeah.
Be you.
Be
stay
you.
hungry, grind.
Yeah.
Like no matter how hard it get, challenges. That's life. You supposed to get challenged, so don't let the obstacles stop you.
Believe in yourself.
Yeah, that's probably the best advice. And once you do that, once you accept the fact that shit is going to happen, you can overcome anything. Cause you be like, fuck it, I knew something was going to happen eventually.
Right.
Let me just push through. So
I guess it's similar to the whole Hushhh thing, man. Like I said, we've been doing this shit for 9 months now. There's been plenty of times I done deleted the app off my phone and said, man, fuck this, man. Fuck this. But like you said, at the end of the day, you gotta remember, something's gotta happen.
Right.
The odds of me, keep doing out here and trying, something's gotta happen.
Right.
So I think that's an important thing that a lot of up and coming rappers should remember when they do get discouraged. So what keeps you focused when you do get distracted or life happens? What brings you back to the music?
Oh man, I just love creating. They'll tell you it was times where I just said, fuck it, I ain't rapping no more. And I'll find myself writing music even though I gave up on rapping, but so it's I just love the creation of music. I don't know, man. I don't make music for other people. I make music that I enjoy creating, and if other people in turn enjoy it, then that's a plus. In some way we connected, and that's what's up. You see what I see. So it's always to meet people who see the same way